I was completely wrong about this one, guys. This is not what I expected, so let's just jump into it. Ayo, guys, this is a lot or maybe just too little to digest here. But hey, at least the anime is back, which means Ruka is back and she is looking adorable, and that helps a little to offset the chapter a bit because I was a little bit disappointed. But hey, if you're just tuning in, we are covering the post-rejection arc for Rent-a-Girlfriend, and I'm also here to let you guys know that this isn't over just yet, and by the looks of it, it might have a lot more story to tell. Coming from the last chapter, Chizuru has a blistered ankle and Kazuya might be giving his last heroic moment and gives her a piggyback ride home presumably. Who knows, maybe there's a detour. And before we get into the chapter review, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to follow this story until the very end, because I've stuck by it since 2020 and I'm more fully invested than ever. But spoilers up ahead for chapter 383. And man guys, like I said, I was wrong. Go ahead and laugh at me for being such a hopeful idiot. I knew that I was being really hopeful last week on how this chapter could turn out, but the one thing I was so sure of was that it would be a Chizuru POV chapter, and it wasn't exactly that. What we do get is still a somewhat Chizuru focused chapter towards the end, but once again we can see that the guilt of the rejection is just killing her inside, and also that she just doesn't want to continually hurt Kazuya and keep him waiting. So she starts out by apologizing to Kazuya, and now I have to apologize because this is the part of the video where I ask you guys to hit the like button. It only takes a second and I would appreciate it so much, but sorry for cutting in. But yeah, Chizuru is so sorry that she still has to burden Kazuya and let him once again literally carry her on his back. But Kazuya does not care about all of that, he only cares for her, and then he says something so heartbreaking here but will be taken so out of context once the internet gets a hold of it, but I will say that it was brave. He tells Chizuru that he forgot to ask her something or tell her something. Is it okay if I stay in love with you just a little longer? This is Kazuya's way of leaving the book open for her, because he feels that Chizuru was having a good time with her during the date, he just can't track down exactly when the date went south for her to reject him. But he remembers the smiles and the good moments, so I think that he knows that Chizuru probably does have feelings for him, but he's always had a hard time reading her. But she felt very honest during the date with her questions and being just really into it. So he's obviously conflicted, we are all conflicted, that rejection was just a nasty sucker punch. But I just know people online will continue to call him the biggest simp here just for this line alone. But I get this, I understand loving someone so much that it's just not that easy to fall out of love with them overnight. And to repeat myself, he might continue to wait for her for 10 to 20 years, which is really tragic and heartbreaking. This is why people want Kazuya to just move on and just work on himself and just be happy. And we still might get that, Kazuya moving on, but it won't be in the way that we expected, because he still has to move out of her grandmother's home, which we will get to, but he will still stay available for her from afar. But I just know that Kazuya will have the toughest week this week because the anime is back, and so is this guy just whacking off immediately like in the first couple minutes of the first episode. Come on man, I'm trying to defend you here. But never change Rent-a-Girlfriend, never, what am I talking about? There's 383 chapters of this never changing. I don't gotta worry about it changing. But we aren't done on this chapter yet because we're not done on not getting the actual Chizuru POV where we get better insight. But I am upset about it for this chapter because I wanted it now. I'm not giving up on it, I know that we're still going to get it, but here Chizuru is being self-sabotaging and she's making herself the villain. As she has apologized, she also says that she would hate a person like her in this very moment. We still get to read some of her thoughts as she continues to say I'm sorry to Kazuya, and we do get some inner monologue for this, which continues to say that she doesn't understand her feelings yet and hates having to make him wait, so she'd rather cut things off now, which is of course super frustrating. And the only credit I can give her for this is that she at least recognizes this, and we get one reason for the rejection is that she doesn't want to keep Kazuya waiting. But it's just so frustrating because it's so obvious that you love this guy, so why can't you just say it? It's so obvious in the art because when you look at it, you don't get to see her eyes when she's saying most of her sorries, but then Kazuya speaks and then we get to see her eyes. So she's still hiding her real emotions, so why didn't we get that POV here? Any moment she's not being honest, we don't get to see her eyes, but once we see her start to get these strong emotions, we get to see her eyes are stuck on Kazuya. So once again, it's up to Kazuya to fix this. He's gonna have to do something to reconcile on this very same night. Maybe this piggyback ride isn't enough physical contact for her, as she mentions only their shadows are together. There's still a missing piece here. But outside of all that frustration, I just want to say that it was pretty cute to see them just bickering at each other, where Kazuya's just like, but I'm still in love with you, and she's like, no, you can't still be in love with me after all this. But he's like, but he's still being persistent with his butts, and she keeps saying no. It's kind of cute. You might disagree with me, but this moment feels like both of their most honest selves are coming out. I know that Chizuru is saying no, but this feels like the real Chizuru Ichinose is coming out, but also breaking, because those no's don't actually feel absolute like the previous chapter hint alluded alluded to? Absolutely not. Where these no's feel kinda not real, like she doesn't want to say no. And the chapter ends with Chizuru just getting a scent from Kazuya that reminds her of her grandfather. Something I alluded to in my last video or one of my previous videos, which could really help validate it even more. Because I said it then that Kazuya always reminded her of her grandfather, and it's making a comeback here. Be it positive or negative, because this story has just gotten that much more harder to predict. Because I'm not really sure what this can even lead to. Because I know that I said that we will get Chizuru's POV, but I'm not sure if it's gonna happen this night. And then the reconciliation seems more and more unlikely as the night goes on, but then moments like this where her scent reminds her of her grandfather, and also the bickering back and forth just keeps it slightly alive. The only thing that can come to the rescue is the condom. It's the only way to cut all this tension in a rent-a-girlfriend fashion. And Minnie isn't home, but if she was, I'm not sure she could even help. She's always been sort of a crux to the relationship because she always says and does the things that Kazuya should be doing. So once again, that wouldn't help here, so the rubber is the one thing that I could bet my money on. I think there is the slightest chance that we get a little flashback back to the grandpa, but the next chapter is hinted to be spare key, which means that he might give the key back, which is in his bag alongside with his wallet where the condom is. I'm telling you, this tension has been insane for 4 chapters now, so we need something. We just need something to help cut it. Or it might just lead to something that the grandpa did and maybe Kazuya repeats it. So maybe Kazuya needs to jump off a bridge just like the grandpa, alluded to when he won Sayori's heart. But that's the chapter, guys, and this will be a very polarizing chapter because out of context, it's not looking good for us. I thought we would get something better for the first week during the anime airs, but we didn't get that exactly. You guys know I was really hyped from the last chapter, and now I have nothing to really show for it. Because on the surface, we just aren't there yet. Chizuru is still not sure what her feelings are, and it's still super frustrating. But I'm still fully locked in, and I'm looking forward for the next chapter because I desperately need it, because I desperately need some answers. Who knows, maybe this isn't a chapter that I wanted, but we needed that would make sense eventually, but it just hurts on a weekly release schedule. But let me know what you guys think. Is this going to actually take us to a separation arc? Will we finally get some actual Kazuya growth from this? Or will we get a miracle before the night ends? Let me know down in the comments. And if you made it this far into the video, don't forget to hit the like button, that would help me out so much. And while you're down there, why not hit the subscribe button and help me reach 2,500 subscribers? We are almost there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, I appreciate you. I'm so happy the anime's back. I've been missing Ruka.